Hi, welcome back. This is Theo again, and we are going to continue our survey. Our current video series on the paradigm of prophecy as promise has two parts. In the first part, we already overviewed the Torah in 2 Samuel 7, and I would encourage you to listen to that first. And as we continue on, we're now, in this video, in part 2, going to review ancient Hebrew cosmology. In the last video, we focused in on 2 Samuel 7's promise as prophecy to David and subsequently through David to all of humanity. In this video, I want to pick up where we left off by changing gears and doing a review of ancient Hebrew cosmology. Now, Douglas Knight has published work that looks at ancient cosmology in 6 different ways. We're just going to do the general version of his 6 ways. Just kind of take the highlights of some of the most important features that are commonly known, especially among those who have studied in the areas with Walton and Heiser and those scholars. And when we turn to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 in our Bibles, and working in tandem or parallel to our website, nomorec.com, where I've been discussing Genesis chapter 1, specifically verse 1. So when we talk about that, in the beginning we have God and God alone, and then something else. So you can go for the blog post there and read more about that. But in the beginning, God creates heavens and earth. And different people do, but we have heaven as understood as the realm of God in a sense, okay? And then we furthermore have earth and under the earth. So we have these 3 basic realms depicted in passages like Paul when he talks about in the famous Carmen Christi, which is the Song of Christ. We don't know exactly if the song is something that is well known in tradition. And Paul just adds it to his book or what, but it seems like it's a great song in Philippians chapter 2, verses 5, all the way down to verse 11. And in that passage, it says that Jesus Christ was given a name above every name in heaven, on earth, and even under the earth. And so we have these 3 realms cosmologically, biblical theology, that shows us the basic 3 realms that are talked about, beginning in Genesis and the creation account. Logos Bible software has depicted this very well for us. You can see their diagram. We have God in the 3rd heaven and the upper heavens. We're just doing a slight review of this, of how the ancient Israelites divided the world into 3 realms. So again, we have the waters that are above, so the upper waters. In the beginning, everything is water. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, it's all water, and then the waters are divided, upper and lower waters. And so when the waters are divided, then that's when the earth comes forth out of that. It's from this earth, then, that is our reality as we know it. We have this deep, the Tehom. And this is also where Sheol is, because the earth that is floating like a disk in this cosmic ocean is surrounded by waters. It has the waters above it where the rain comes from, and that's from the heavens, from the gods. And then it has the water below because, you have wells and you dig in the ground and you get water. So they understood themselves to be surrounded completely by water. Now, each one of these realms has inhabitants, God's family. So the Leviathan from Genesis 1:21, Psalm 74, Psalm 104. The sea monster or the chaos creature from the ancient Near Eastern conceptions. It dwells down in the deep, swims around down there. Okay, that's very common. We have that in the Bible as well, for those paying attention. And then we have the citizens or God's family in the heavens. The sons of God, for instance, are members of this family, the B'nai Elohim, that are divine beings. Some people see in the word host of Genesis 2:1, so that they dwell up there with God's family. And then we have humankind or earthlings that are on earth. Genesis 1:26, the Adam, made in God's image, and they rule this earth as the heavens are ruled by Yahweh. So this is the kind of the understanding we have of the ancient cosmology according to the Hebrews. So you have these three realms, and you have three sets of beings that are over great ones of this realm. Interesting to note, we have three rebellions also. Many people like Heiser, Dr. Michael Heiser, bring out that the understanding of Genesis 1 through 11 has three rebellions. So we have the Leviathan, represented in the first rebellion. So a creature from below, the serpent, the Leviathan, comes to meet Adam. Now remember, Adam was created from the earth below, right? From the earth below. Adam is created. And then he's exalted and put on the earth to rule, to have dominion. Genesis 1, 26, 27, 28, and onwards. So he's crowned, he's ruling the earth. And then this being from below, this also from below, then comes up self-exalted and tempts Adam and Eve, and they fail. So we have the first major rebellion by a creature from below. The second rebellion then is in Genesis 6 of those from above, the divine family that rebel and come down with the daughters of men and create family and mix things that are not supposed to be mixed and bring knowledge that's not supposed to be brought necessarily, and teaching wrong teaching, as understood in the Second Temple literature of mainly First Enoch, but also Jubilees and others, to describe what happens. And it's mainly in Genesis 6. And then in Genesis 11, we have the rebellion here on Middle Earth in the Tower of Babel incident, where humankind, again, tries to storm the heavens. And so we have these three rebellions, and very common among scholarship, and people can dig into these three rebellions